sad about it. No sad about it.
I just got bags from Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Dying from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up.
I can't take no. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Made a killing and did it again. I'm with the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
No, you sad about it. No, you sad about it.
I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down with the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top when the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed and blinded my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it.
Okay, Coach, we're in the so-called rock and roll capital of the world, Cleveland, Ohio, at First Energy Stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the Cleveland Browns. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. On first down, Hilliard. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Throwing, Mayfield, eluding the pressure, and he's going to go down again. Uchenna Nwosu in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position.
Go! Hey, check Mike. Hey, Alpha.
Sony Michel, his first carry. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. He'll look to throw. He is going to find Hill here. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards.
Ready? H.E. Gator.
Hey, let's get this. Check 43. Shoot.
Now a first down carry. It's Michel. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
2-18, chop.
2nd and 6. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Ready up.
57, come on.
Come on, baby, come on, let's go. Let's go.
Trying a little razzle-dazzle on 3rd and short. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Badgley able to punch this one through. Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed him to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
The Browns drive about to get started. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
So we got man.
From the gun, Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Good. 180. Hey, alert. Single.
A first down throw from Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he's got that wide open, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Regular. Hey, Steve 6.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Hilliard. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10.
He was brought down at the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Run.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Chargers 3. Browns 1.
Check me out. Mike, 8.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. From 8 yards out, and the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by Seibert up and good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
The conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go.
And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15.
Set, ready? 60 Pittsburgh.
I'm coming after you.
55.
Now back to throw. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22, and he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line. Allen, the intended receiver. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw.
And this is caught for a Browns touchdown by Landry. Jarvis Landry, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. They begin with Michel on the ground. Tackle made by Demarius Randall.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll run out of the gun with Michel. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Let's bring it. He's coming. Double
look at me. Zipper.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
Hustle.
They'll look to throw here. And that will be incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Landry now on the return. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Mayfield looks to throw. That's complete to Taywan Taylor. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open.
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Casey Hayward with a sack on the well-timed corner blitz. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Mayfield now. Going to throw right side here, complete. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd.
Hey, alert, 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 alert.
Now a carry here for Hilliard. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Got an open man. It's Ratley. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. To throw on 2nd and 6, Mayfield looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Incomplete. Intended for Damian Ratley.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Here we go. Kill. Point it right. 0-0, Mike free. Kings. We got this. Tighten up. 80 weapon. Check 3.
Mayfield on play action. This is caught. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Alert! Run. Bang!
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. From a yard out. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds the locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
6, pull it high. Check 44.
Back to throw. Looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may force them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
He's going to look deep. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this way down, deep into Cleveland territory. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Pilot, 64, weak. Hey, Delta. No. What?
2nd and 10. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it makes the score 21-10. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
This is taken at the 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A rookie QB struggling, gets thrown down to the ground there. But, you know, maybe this game, it's not over yet, but maybe this game can be a learning experience for him.
So many different things that he has to pick up on. When to go ahead and flush from the pocket and run. When to get rid of the football and not take the sack. When to just go ahead and go down early and make sure you don't fumble the football. So many things that he has to learn. This game starts the process.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, wide open, complete. A big play that time for Cleveland. 41 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield. Throwing left side, it's complete. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a 1st down. Play fake. Mayfield going for it all. And this is going to be intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Tackles.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for a Browns TD. Seibert on for the PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Next to score around 28. Chargers 10.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
On the ready.
The Charger drive about to get going. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
At the 25-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
I got it. SOS. Now.
Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
50 extra money. 50 extra money.
All day, baby, all day. And 50 extra money. Go 50 extra money.
I'm here all day.
He'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Garrett racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at the 4. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 47. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same. Right, the coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
Hey, Foxtrot. 2.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, they run with Michelle. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. K'Wan Short, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Looking to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
Hey, alert!
They'll run on 1st down. Hilliard. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
2nd and 4.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run again with Hilliard. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
Man up, D. Man up, D. Hey, alert 33.
Mayfield to throw it. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Uchenna Nwosu has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped the yard or two short, and it's 4th down. Seibert's kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. They only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Here's Ryan Quigley now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10.
180. Run. 49, check 49.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. 23 yards on the play. Mayfield now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
Yeah, they are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. On the ground is Michel. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. On the run, this is Hilliard. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Hilliard. Oh, he's got some. Now the ball comes loose and picked up by the Chargers. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
This drive starts out on the ground with Michel. And, boy, this defense, again, really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Let's rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
No, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for Cleveland, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders.
make a play. Move the chains, tell them get up out the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. I score up in the end zone, do my dance all on a hater. A mover and a shaker, you a novice, I'm a player. I'm from DC, but I'm running through and sacking like a raider. 2 chains on my neck, one for now and one for later. And we don't play fair, baby, we play for keeps. You can pass me up, this is not a bye week. I'm looking for a trophy competition, looking steep. Yeah, I'm training, I've been focused, I've been bombing from the deep. I'm like, move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get up out the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. Move the needle for the city like the championships. All my records go hard, this a champion hit. I've been working for this moment like I've been in the gym. Jumping all over hurdles, I'm evading the pit. Hit to hit with anybody, take them, I can shake them. I invite them to the fire, then I bake them. I'm a